The Czech Republic is staging an online national selection with voting that is already going. You can vote on their website. There's no live show, but we're going to have a recorded show where we name our top 3 right now. Are you guys ready? Let's
do this.
Yes, Eurovision song CZ will feature 6 acts, and we need to discuss them. Porig, what is your number 3?
Well, my number 3 could easily be my 4, 5, and 6. And I think because I think there are 4 songs in this that genre-wise, they're very similar to each other. And what elevates number 4 for me is that it's different because there's a woman singing it rather than a man. And so it's Debbi with High on Love.
There's no reason why we love, get higher, love. Gotta put that down away and celebrate.
I think it's very pedestrian. It's kind of a feel-good, generic kind of guitar song, summary kind of thing. It's kind of the song that I could imagine it playing at the end of a rom-com after the girl has got the guy and it's kind of happy and Kate Hudson or Reese Witherspoon or someone are in the film and they've got the man and they're driving off into the sunset and Debbi is singing in the background, or it's on the OC or One Tree Hill. It's that kind of song. But it stays on the soundtrack. It doesn't break into the charts. People aren't playing it and singing it. It's just like, oh, I like that song, but I'm never going to download it. That's how I feel about it, and I feel that it and all the songs below it in the selection are just there to make up numbers.
Okay. My number 3 is Pavel Callta with Never Forget.
I will never forget. Oh, I will never regret. Oh, wish to take it all back. Oh, please don't forget. I will always love you.
Again, it's kind of like there's 2 that I really like in this one, and then there's 2 that are kind of middling. It's this and Ava. For me, I kind of like my 3 and 4, and they go back and forth. I kind of like it just because, you know, it sort of plods along and the chorus sticks in my head more than the other one. There's a Never Forget, and it's fine. Like, it's very pedestrian, very kind of, I could hear it playing on Radio 2 in the UK, which isn't a great recommendation for a modern song these days anyway. This would do nothing for the Czech Republic at Eurovision, though. This would bomb out. It'd be a usual Czech result. So, it's fine, and I like him, but this isn't right.
My number 3 is Eddie Stoilow with We Rule the World. He is serving that take that realness. I feel like this is the love child of Ed Sheeran and Coldplay, but maybe not as good, because like a child would be real young and not yet cultivated those musical skills. There's something about this that's very warm and inviting and friendly, and I could hear this being played in an arena when you're like walking into a basketball game or like at Melodifestivalen while you're waiting for the show to start. It feels like it deserves a big space. I don't know if I would necessarily put this on loop or download it or vote for this at Eurovision. However, I think he's created something that, you know, it's respectable. It's very pleasant, but very pleasant doesn't win Eurovision. But yeah, for this selection, it's very strong. I think overall this selection is not strong. I mean, the ones below this I can't even talk about. But this is very respectable, so well done. So we move on to number 2, Porig.
My number 2, I think it's one of only 2 songs really that take any sort of risk and have any bit of kind of creativity in them. And it's Eva Buresova with Fly.
Right now, I want to fly all the way up to the sky, just to know that it's not over. Right now,
And this isn't my usual kind of song, but it's very avant-garde. it reminds me of something that if I was to hear it instantly and someone's like, what country is this from? I'd instantly think that it was Georgia or Armenia, because they kind of like this experimental stuff that this could easily be off an Nina Sublati album. All her new singles sound like this. And it's kind of a bit Amanata-esque, but it's not as polished. It's not as developed. It kind of starts off well, but it's very flat. There's no big moment in it. These songs kind of need a big moment. So maybe she might be able to bring it live, because on the studio version, I'm kind of captured a bit by the mystique at the very start, but then before halfway through, I'm kind of fed up because nothing happens. But so a lot of times, some of these songs can come alive, because if we think of similar kind of out there songs, Aminata wasn't that great on record. Iveta Mikuchi on Arctic, they weren't as weird as this, but they were much better live than they were on the record. So I think it's the same with this. But yeah, it's definitely the strongest of the all-star rounds, in my opinion.
So my number 2 is going to be a controversial one, but my number 2 is Mikolas Josef with Lie to Me.
I'm on fire, come and lie to me, oh baby, come a little closer, lie to me, oh baby, lean upon my shoulder, lie to me, get down on my body, love me like it was always meant to be, now you love somebody new, I always knew, so come and give it to me.
My thing with it is that I think this is a song that the Czech Republic should send, but it's not my favorite of the group. The thing with the Czech Republic is that they're always going to struggle. Like, they do not have a good vote base. You know, they never really draw in a lot of votes. And then this, I think, would get crucified by the juries. But I think that there will be people who will really love it. And I think that kind of alone might do the Czech Republic okay. I can see it kind of like being either like a Jacques Houdek or, you know, it's not that kind of opera, like, comedy thing, but it's got something different to it that juries don't get, but televote does. And it has grown on me. The first time I heard it, I hated it. But naturally, it has grown on me. It gets stuck in your head. I don't know how he'll do it live. I've not seen any live versions of it, so I don't know whether or not it'll be as polished, because it's very slick in the studio version, and that kind of worries me a little bit, whether or not he could deliver that. But I think it could do quite well for the Czech Republic. It's just not the kind of song I enjoy personally either. So I respect it, and I do kind of enjoy it a bit when it's on, but it's not my favorite, certainly.
My number 2 is Pavel Callta with Never Forget.
Oh, please don't forget, I will always love you. I will never forget. Oh, I will never regret. Oh, is this what you expect? Oh, never forget, I will always love you.
Now look, this is very sweet, very tender. He's not hiding behind any production, and that works for me. I think a lot of people in Eurovision selections think if they throw a lot of stuff in the song, it'll be cool and on trend and contemporary. He's stripping it back. He's keeping it simple, so it feels pure, and it suits him. The lyric video, I think he has a strong look. He's running around shirtless. I don't think people will be complaining. And yet there's like this touching kind of nostalgia to it. He has pictures from his past, a scrapbook, which might give you a hint of what he would try to go for on stage at Eurovision. I worry it's not high impact enough for Eurovision. When it's on, I really like it, but like right now, I can't hum it. I don't know what it is. I just know that I have a warm feeling for him and his song, and that's just not good enough at Eurovision, where you've got 3 minutes to bring it to be memorable. But this is a great song for a movie, for movie credits, for a TV show, for a telenovela. That's life. Okay, we move on to our number 1, who we want to win Eurovision Song CZ, Porig.
Well, firstly, I just want to say I'm completely baffled as to why the Czech Republic didn't just do an internal selection and went to the bother of organising this, because there's just one song that stands out, and that is Mikolas Josef with Lie to Me.
So come and give it to me. When the beat drop, sheet drop it like it's order now. Without a second thought, you got me doing what I'm not, then it go heavy. Mom, I'm feeling home already, but steady plenty.
It's very chart friendly. You hear lots of songs like it in the charts because people are instantly saying Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, any of these male pop stars. It's that kind of song. Is it sleazy? Yes. Is it catchy? Yes. Is it very good? Yes. Just yes, yes, yes for everything. People are saying that it's a potential winner. I don't see that myself, but I think it could bring them back into the final. And if we remember, the Czech Republic's best ever result was Gabriela Gunchkova with, what did she get, 23 or something? So they just have to beat her position for him to be a success.
And last in the televote, if I recall.
Zero.
Yes. So, like, I see this as unless the other countries absolutely deliver extremely good songs, I think this should make the final with ease. Because even if we remember back to 2015, Edward Romanuta had a kind of similar low-grade, cheap, kind of sleazy pop song, and he came 11th. So this is far superior to that. So it should make it. He's got the personality. Like in this interview with you, he came across very well. So I think that will come across in camera. I've seen there was an acoustic version he did for a radio station in the Czech Republic. He had no trouble doing all that rap. Like, it goes really fast and stuff. And then the video, there's so much opportunity for him to have these gimmicks. Like, obviously he won't have the camel, but how will he incorporate that? And like, he could have very clever LEDs, depending on what the Portuguese do with their non-fast food staging. But like, this is the song to beat. And another thing that's worth mentioning is that I saw somewhere that in the iTunes top 30, he's the only one to get into it in the Czech Republic. And his song he released the song originally a few months back, or not a few months back, maybe 2 months ago, and it's already got nearly 1 million views, which for a song from the Czech Republic is doing very well, whereas the rest of them are like maybe 20,000, 30,000. So yeah, he's the one to beat.
So my number one is Debbi with High on Love. It reminds me a lot of...
Sorry, I feel like I'm high. What just happened? Go ahead.
When you got it.
I really like it. It reminds me a lot of I'll Be Fine by Molly Petterson Hammer. It's not as good as I'll Be Fine, but I just really... It's an upbeat kind of basic female pop song, but I kind of like that sometimes. And I think she has got a really good voice. I think that I don't know, that was the first one where I listened to it and it really stood out and it hit me straight away. And Mikolas did as well, but not necessarily for the right reasons. But yeah, I just think it's really fun. I really enjoy it. And this is one I've actually played it to some friends as well, and they say that they really like it as well. Like, they have listened to it and they said it was all right, and that they would, you know, if it was selected, they might think it was okay at Eurovision. So I don't think that it would be right for the Czech Republic because it is a generic pop song at the end of the day. But yeah, no, I just think that for what it is and for what this selection is, it is probably my favourite.
I think, just an observation, that Chris tends to like songs from the Switzerland selection, and this, to my mind, is very Swiss. Like, I could imagine Melanie Renee or Timebell or Vika coming out with this. And I think that might explain why he has it number one.
I've never noticed about you're right. He does love the Swiss entries.
Every year.
Well, my number one is Mikolas Josef, Lie to Me.
And she got one of my friends, she got him dripping on word. I know it hurts so bad, but it feels so good. Sweet talking me, now baby, I don't give a fuck. You should have thought about me before you fucking up the club. I know you got.
This, I've said this elsewhere in our reaction video, which I don't even know if that's published. There's so many videos going all over the place. This is not my kind of song at all, but I really like him. I like his voice. I think he can sell it. And at Eurovision, you've got 3 minutes to make an impact, and this makes an impact. It's the song that could lend itself well to the best staging, because his video, which he oversaw creatively, is very nice. It's very memorable. And not just the camel. He's got the swagger, the attitude. He's selling it. You want to be his friend. You want him to spit on you, you know? Like, he's like a nice guy, and he's also like a naughty guy, and he's also like a devil, but a saint. I don't know. And it has a great message about, you know, getting through tough times. This is just a great, great overall package. You got the PR story. You could sell it. He was right to turn down My Turn. He's an artist. He doesn't take a song and say, oh, I'm just going to sing it so I can go to Eurovision. He wants to go to Eurovision with a good song, and this is a good song. This could get the Czech Republic to the final, and I think it could actually make an impact depending on the lineup, the other songs, the running order, etc. There's something about it that is ultimately likable. Some people have said it's sleazy and cheap. I don't think it's sleazy and cheap. Some people said, oh, it's Jason Derulo. I'm like, no, it's like a funky song. Many songs are funky. I think he's done a really good job with this, and I think the Czech Republic, they need this. I mean, honestly, they didn't qualify last year. They qualified once in their history. This is the kind of song that's going to get you to the final, and you can actually be really proud of it. Like, people will download this. This will get some mainstream play in other countries once they hear it. And ultimately, he's, again, a very nice person, and I know that shouldn't matter when we're evaluating the songs, but I really hope for him that he does well, because he deserves it. Okay, well, that is what we think. What do you think? Which of the 6 Eurovision Song CZ songs are you loving the most? Which songs could make the final at Eurovision? Who is going to win this? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Make sure that you watch all our videos by hitting the subscribe button and then hitting the little notification bell.
And make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, and thank you very much for watching.
Lie to us, tell us the truth, just leave those comments. See you later. Bye.
Bye.